congratulations for this documentary.
Hi, Gig. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Not a problem. What initially sparked that you wanted to do this documentary in the first place?
I had made a short film called Alone, which was a 13-minute op doc. And the goal of that film really was to sort of facilitate conversations. Initially, the goal was to facilitate conversations that were intergenerational between women who were in incarcerated families, and to really think about a way in which they could offer information and support to one another. And it was in the process of making that film that I met Fox Rich.
So when you actually met Fox Rich, was it hard to convince her to do this documentary?
Um, I don't know. It wasn't difficult to convince her, but I think that that was not because she wasn't discerning. I think it was because I had the benefit of having worked with her previously on another film. And I think we had developed a relationship where there was a level of trust between us that I think really helped, any person and filmmaker decide on if they want to work together or not.
So when you started this documentary, when did the production of your side actually took place? Because there's a lot of video diaries from Fox.
Yeah, so Fox actually, so I was shooting for about a year and a half myself, and then I didn't know actually that the archive existed until probably the last day of filming. And so I had this idea of what it is that I was making, and a lot of that obviously really changed and had to evolve once I was taking into account her incredible archive, which was about 100 hours of material. So the order in which things happened was myself thinking I was making a short film, realizing there was this incredible archive, and then sort of reinventing a completely new film, which became a feature.
So how did you manage to sort out 100 hours worth of video diaries into your own film?
Well, I mean, every filmmaker has a different process. For myself and Gabe Rhodes, the film's editor, we tried at first to really watch the footage without any kind of agenda, without any kind of real viewpoint, and to really be as neutral kind of as possible. And then once we, I think, really felt that it was important that we were going to tell this story in terms of the emotionality from the human perspective, from the familial perspective, um, from the effects, thinking about the effects of incarceration, we were then able to really decide which elements of the archive we were going to pull that helped reinforce some of those basic ideas.
How did you know about the ending for the film such as this? I mean, some of these realities are hard to predict.
Well, we did not know what the ending was going to be at all. Um, I think that that's part of the challenge of making documentary films is that you kind of have to ask yourself, if I have to stop filming tomorrow, what will I have had? You really can't go into it with any kind of specific vision of what the ending is going to be. I certainly was trying to manifest with Fox and hope that she would be successful in her pursuit. But my focus at that point was to really just show how the system entangles itself in everyday life. And then I thought, we got incredibly lucky to be able to include this ending in the film.
Excellent. And one more last thing. If people do watch this documentary, what is the one most important lesson that you hope that they would take out of it?
I think that is the same question that I posed to Fox herself before we started filming. And her words, her story, or the family story, is the story of 2.3 million other American families. And the hope is that there will be a sense of inspiration, motivation, validation in sharing the film.
Excellent. Hey, thank you very much. I really appreciate this conversation.
Thank you, Gig. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.